guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. Today I'm going to be ranking a dozen palettes that I tried last month, May 2024. Some of these palettes come to us from the drugstore, some of them, a lot of them are indie makeup, some I purchased myself, some I was sent in PR, but I have 12 palettes ready to go, ready to rank, and at the end we'll compare notes and see if the palettes that you picked up or tried during the month of May match the way I ranked them here in my stash. If it is your first time here on my channel, let me just welcome all of you. Hello there, my name is Steff. Love trying out new makeup. I am primarily a new makeup review channel, but I do multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes. Yes, I did film this look. You guys will be seeing this come up as a YouTube short and Instagram reel. I do makeup ranking videos, haul videos. If that sounds great to you, I want to invite you to become part of our makeup family. Do me a favor, click on that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it. That way you can be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you're a fan of makeup ranking videos, eyeshadow in particular, please give this video a big thumbs up before you go. As usual, everything that I'm wearing and all the products that I'm talking about will be linked and listed in the description box. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me on my channel. And guys, as we go through all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have for you today, I do have affiliate codes with some of the brands, so I'm just going to run the code down here at the bottom as we get to it. I won't say it out loud or anything like that because then I'll probably be saying it the entire video long, but yeah, just check the description box and check the bottom of the screen for a discount code in case you're interested in purchasing that particular palette. Let's get started, guys. If y'all want to see the palettes I tried in May and how they ranked here in my stash, keep on watching. Now, before I get into ranking these palettes, I need to let you guys know there are no bad palettes. Every palette that I am going to share with you today performed really well, and I did use these palettes at least one other time outside from initially filming with them. And do keep in mind that when I film with them, I'm doing 2 to 3 looks with each palette, but these palettes are all really awesome. So anyone you want to pick up, I don't think you're going to have a bad experience with it formula wise. I'm ranking them based on color story preference, and that's pretty much it. So let's get started with number 12. Again, no bad palettes. Either one of these could have made the top list. I'm just going again by color story. Number 12 is from Sigma, and this is their Cool Neutrals palette. I think the cover art on this is really cool. And then you're getting exactly what it says. You're getting a neutral palette. I know a lot of you mentioned that, well, this looks more warm neutral than it does cool. I mean, there's only a couple cool tone shades. I can definitely see where it's more warm neutral leaning than cool, but I think it's just an overall good palette. And you do get that dual-sided brush. I use this brush in the video that I initially filmed with it, and it's really good. It's the same quality as all the other Sigma brushes. I think the palette is really pretty, and if this is something that you need, maybe you need to update your everyday neutral palette, I mean, you can't go wrong with this one. You really can't. Sigma does so many things incredibly well. I just washed all of my makeup sponges and powder puffs using their cleanser. It washed up so well. But this palette, along with so many other things that they released, is definitely a pretty awesome palette. Coming in at number 11 is a palette I definitely recommend, but I'm only going to recommend it if you can get it on sale, because full price, it's a little high for the drugstore. And I'm talking about the new NYX Ultimate Party on Sunset palette. This is a neutral palette with a few pops of color in the form of purple and pink and red. I just think it's a good palette. I've had so much good luck with these ultimate palettes from NYX, whether they be the smaller 16 pan palette size or this one. What is this one? The 42? No, this is the 30. What is 32 pan? The 32 pan palette. The formula is really good, and I like NYX. I think NYX does a lot of things really well, and these ultimate palettes have worked out so well for me. I mean, there's just a little bit of everything. It's not the best like quality packaging. I do feel it's a little more substantial than some of their other Ultimate palettes. I can tell there's been a redesign there, but you know, it's drugstore plastic typical packaging, so it's nothing like you're getting over here with the Sigma palette, that cardboard packaging with the nice cover art on it. This one is pretty basic, but you are getting 32 different shades, and this could be, again, if you're looking to replace your everyday neutral palette, this could be something nice that you want to pick up. You'll notice that some of the shades are boxed in. That means they're not intended for use around the immediate eye area. Can you still use them there? Yes, but at your own risk. What will happen is likely you'll get some staining. If you have super sensitive eyes, you might even get some mild irritation. I haven't noticed any of that with this palette. I don't really have very sensitive eyes. I do get watery eyes, but that's just from everyday allergies and stuff, not from my makeup. But I've had a great experience with it, and you do have the shade names on the back. It has that disclaimer information as well, but get this on sale. NYX is always running sales on their website. This is already at Ulta as well, so you can use your Ulta points. I got mine straight from the NYX website when it was initially released. I love it. I've been using it. 2 thumbs up for it. Now, coming in at number 10 are these little quads from Game Beauty and their collab with Attack on Titan. I thought that this was a really cool collection. Here is one of the quads that is so pretty. Look at that duochrome right here. Absolutely stunning. This one is the Rose palette. This next one is the Cinna palette, and you have some more warm tone yellow, brown shades in this one. Really cool. Mix and match them if you pick up all 3. And then this one is the Maria palette, blue and brown. You guys know I love that color combination. Little pop of yellow up there with the shimmer, but these are really solid palettes, and you do get a mirror. I just think it was a really cool collection that Game Beauty released. I did receive these in PR. Thank you so much, Game Beauty, for thinking of me and sending me your Attack on Titan collection. Another winner from Game Beauty. So coming in at number 9 is another collection that I was fortunate enough to receive in PR, and it is this right here from Nomad Cosmetics. These are a continuation of last year's Air collection, and these are the Nomad Air palettes. These are all travel friendly palettes. They are all 6-pan palettes. This one right here is Canadian Rockies, and this is going to be the blue green palette. I love this one so much. It's so good. You do get a full-size mirror with it, and I think it is just such a great idea, especially this time of year, what Nomad Cosmetics came up with. This one is the Abu Dhabi palette, and they're all named after the airports in the country that they reside in. So this is a nice warm tone. I wasn't sure when I was initially filming with this. I was like, no, this one I'm probably gonna, when I ranked them, I was probably gonna put this one in number 3, but actually ended up being my favorite. The colors, the mattes are so rich and so pigmented. Absolutely amazing. This is the one I thought would be like number 1 or number 2, and this one came in at number 3. Again, none of them are bad palettes, but this is the Oslo palette, and this is a very cool tone, yummy color story. Nice neutral everyday. Maybe you want to reserve this more for fall and winter, but I think this would be a great evening palette, especially if you're going to get dressed up, all glammed up, maybe to go to a formal event. This could definitely be a palette that you could use, but I think it is just a really cute collection. I'm going to be traveling in a few weeks. I might be taking one of these or all of these with me, probably just one, just because I'm going on a beach vacation and I don't really wear a lot of makeup when I go to the beach, if at all. It's nice. I get to go a week without putting any makeup on, and that just gives my skin a break. But this Nomad Air collection was too cute, and I am so glad that Nomad Cosmetics sent these my way. Coming in at number 8, we have the Alter Ego Mystique palette. This was kindly sent to me in PR. Love the cover art, those feathers that are on there. Feathers or petals? I think they're feathers. Beautiful. So this is a dupe for the Circle Loco palette from Natasha Denona. That one is no longer in production, but thank God Mystique is, because this palette performs just as great as the $129 Circo Loco palette does from Natasha Denona. A lot of you love the layout of the Alter Ego palettes. You say it's easier, more user-friendly for you guys. I can totally see that. I just mentioned this as one of my favorites for May of 2024. I love colorful makeup, so this was a no-brainer for me when I was thinking about what my favorites were. This palette definitely had to make that list. For me, it's just all of my colorful makeup wrapped up into one palette. You are going to get more shimmer and satin shadows than you are going to get matte shadows. So this could also become a companion palette for some of you. But at the $22 price tag, this one is definitely a no-brainer from Alter Ego. Now, coming in at number 7 is a total brand first impression. And I just received my very first PR package from this brand. Their new palette, which you guys will be seeing come up this week here on my channel, but this is from Dedesignature, and this is their Ultimate Cappuccino palette. I received this as part of the Ice Cream Beauty box for May, and that was kindly sent to me in PR from the Ice Cream Beauty team, so shout out to them. But this is a palette that, wow, like I was so impressed with, just not having really any exposure to Dedesignature. I really wasn't sure, of the brand. I think I had heard of them, but not really like paid too close attention. Well, I'm paying attention now because this palette performs so well. And that Ice Cream Beauty box, guys, is only $25, and this palette alone retails for like $32 or $35. So if you haven't subscribed to Ice Cream Beauty box, you might want to think about it, because that is one of the boxes that, out of all the years of trying different subscription boxes, that has been the best subscription box that I think that I've ever received. And I'm fortunate to receive it in PR, but if I didn't, I would definitely subscribe to it, because the last few boxes that I've received have been pretty solid. This palette was in the one for May, and you can see you have 2 rows of mattes and 1 row of shimmer at the bottom. These shimmers are like duochrome. They have nice shifts to them, and they do have a little bit of texture. But the matte shadows are the perfect complements to these shimmer shadows, and you can create all matte looks, no problem. But I do love the inclusion of the 4 different shimmer shadows at the bottom. I love the green, the yellow, the orange. I mean, the pop of pink right here. What's not to love about this palette? You do get a full-size mirror and the Ultimate Cappuccino. I'm not really much of a coffee drinker or anything, but I mean, I kind of wish this smelled like, if it had a scent, a coffee scent, I wouldn't have minded that. But Dedesignature is definitely on my radar now. I got my first PR package from them. I'm so excited. I can't wait for you guys to see that video that I film later on this week. But if you're looking for maybe a new indie brand to try, this palette, you can find it on their website, or maybe you can go back and buy the Ice Cream Beauty box for May. You'll get this palette in there. The Ultimate Cappuccino palette, definitely worth the investment. All right, now coming in at number 6 is another new to me indie makeup brand, and this is just a new brand altogether from one of my friends here on YouTube, and that is Not Your Basic Steff. She created Mad Witch Cosmetics and this beautiful palette right here, which is called Chance. Chance made one of my favorites for May 2024. Look at this beautiful cover art right here. Oh, this is just so celestial, just so beautiful to look at. Look at the clouds with the ocean. Very, very pretty. When we open it up, you do get a full-size mirror, and here is the color story. It's your neutral palette with those fun pops of duochromes. Beautiful, beautiful. The shimmers are definitely going to be your pops of color in this one. And to me, that was surprising for Steff to release a palette like this because she loves doing so much beautiful, colorful makeup that I thought that she really kind of wanted to make this first palette be something that everybody could love and enjoy using either day or nighttime, because you can create normal, neutral, everyday looks. Maybe at work you can't really, do colorful makeup looks. You can definitely do something neutral with this one, and then you can always dress it up in the evening, party time, with one of the green shimmers or the turquoise shimmers in here. But I think she nailed the neutral shades in this one. Of course, we get the matte black, we get a neutral cool tone brown, some grays in here, the white, matte white up there. I just think it's a beautiful cohesive color story, and I love that the duochromes are your pop of color. Steff, congratulations on your new brand Mad Witch Cosmetics and your gorgeous Chance palette. Now coming in at number 5 is another palette that I was kindly sent in PR, and it is this one right here from Klarity Cosmetics. This is their new Forbidden Love palette, and they have some new palettes coming out. I am so excited. They're mermaid palettes or mermazing palettes. This right here is such a beautiful color story though. The blues and purples in this one, it is too good. I love the Klarity Cosmetics formula. Their shimmers are just spectacular. They're always coming up with unique color stories, and I love that they're giving us 12 pan palettes. I love that their palettes are kind of a little bit smaller now, but you notice that the pans are still a really good size. And I just think that this is such a beautiful color story. This color story is also similar to the number 4 palette that's on my list. And really, these could have been placed in either position. But for me, I guess the reason why I put this one at number 5 and not number 4 is because I'm not the biggest fan of skulls. But I overlook that and I look at the formula, I look at the color story, how these shadows perform. This Klarity Cosmetics palette is absolutely wonderful. Love the Klarity Cosmetics brand, and I can't wait to try their new palettes. Now coming in at number 4, I was also, again, I get a lot of good PR. One of you mentioned that the other day. I do. I'm so grateful. I never take any of my PR for granted. I sometimes I get overwhelmed at the amount that I get, but I do my very best to give what I know I'm not going to use, to give that away or include it in giveaways that I have here on my channel. But this is definitely one that I'm keeping for myself because I've already used it. But this is the Fantasy Cosmetica Cradled in Ice palette. This is in the number 4 spot, and you can see what I mean, that it's kind of similar to the Klarity Cosmetics palette. Let me get them both up and just hold them up next to each other. So here is Klarity and here is Fantasy Cosmetica. So easily you could go either way with this one. They're both 12 pan palettes. One has square pans, round pans. Price tag, I don't remember. They're probably similar in price. I think the Klarity might be a little bit more expensive, but to my knowledge, both are in stock on their website, and you can always check the description box for codes that I have to each of these brands. But I thought that this palette performed really well. I like the texture that the shimmers, the duochromes have in there, and I like that the matte shades are really pigmented but still very easy to work with. I like the shade selection of the mattes, and I think that the shimmers are a little bit more neutral. You do have those fun shifts in there, but I think this leans a little more neutral than the Klarity Cosmetics Forbidden Love palette. So if that's your vibe, if that's what you're looking for, and these are the tones that you're looking for, then I would definitely go with Cradled in Ice from Fantasy Cosmetica. Now, coming in at number 3, and again, any of these palettes could have been in the number 1 spot. It's just, this is a ranking video and I have to rank them. This is a palette that I'm wearing on my eyes. It is one of my favorites, and it is from Simply Posh Cosmetics. This is their Coastal palette. This palette is available right now on pre-order, and then it'll be sent or mailed out at the end of June, beginning of July. But how beautiful is this 18 pan color story? Magnetic pans, you can pop them out, put them in your own palette if you choose to do so. But this is the typical Simply Posh Cosmetics layout. They always do 2 rows of mattes, 1 row of shimmers, duochromes, multichromes. This palette does not disappoint. I love this color story so much. It's a neutral palette, but it's like a toned down. It's a colorful palette, but a toned down version of a colorful palette. That's what I'm trying to say. You can still create neutral looks out of this one, but then of course you can create colorful makeup looks the way I like to with this one. It's just really beautiful, really special, easily one of my favorites from Simply Posh Cosmetics. And like I've said a million times, Simply Posh Cosmetics is local to me here in the Rio Grande Valley. I gotta support this brand as often as I can. I always like to support local business whenever possible. That's why you guys see me trying so much indie makeup. I like to support small business, and this is definitely one that I want to get behind because this is local to me, and Coastal is an absolutely beautiful palette from Simply Posh. Okay, guys, again, any one of these palettes could have easily made #1. But coming in the #2 spot, I have oh my God, what a response to this release, to this one and the palette that I have in #1. But the Lethal Cosmetics Avatar, The Last Airbender collection, you guys broke the internet with this one. This one sold out so fast. Like before I knew it, it was gone. But these palettes are so good. And I think it sold fast because of the series, but also because of the fact that these are 9 pan, kind of more monochromatic palettes. How beautiful is this? This is an amazing formula. The formula on these palettes, top notch, aces from Lethal Cosmetics. You do get a mirror with all of them. This one is the Earth palette. Gorgeous, beautiful. This next one right here, this one is going to be the Water palette. Blue and brown, again, stunning, stunning. The shimmers, they're duochromes. They're beautiful, guys. Absolutely beautiful. This one here is the Air palette. This was the first palette that I tried. I loved it. I think this is the more colorful palette, or least monochromatic palette of the 4. And then finally, we have the Fire palette. Oh my goodness. If you're looking for these shades, reds and orange, pop a black in there. This is absolutely amazing. I think this is Lethal Cosmetics at their best. I don't know, like there's just something so special about these palettes. I'm not in the loop with Avatar, The Last Airbender. This is not my genre, but I overlook that and I look at what is inside the palette, and this is really good. This is, again, Lethal Cosmetics at their best. I believe these went on pre-order for round 2. So if you like them, sign up for that pre-sale or pre-order. I don't know what the time frame is of the next shipment. I would imagine 6 to 8 weeks. But if you're wondering what the formula is like, it is spectacular. You will not be disappointed with either of these palettes. Okay, now coming in the #1 spot is a palette that have not seen the movie. I was, until I put out my video. A lot of you educated me on the actor, the backstory, which is really sad. I was just not familiar with this movie at all. I've heard of it, but I didn't know really anything about it. And #1 is going to Wicked Widow and the Crow palette. So this, again, not seeing the movie, and just going by what I've seen online and stuff, I feel this color story accurately represents the Crow. And change my mind in the comments, but the majority of you said that, yeah, this was a really good representation. The whole collection was a really good representation of the movie. This is such a beautiful color story. This does remind me of a couple glam light palettes that came out last year. Was it last year or early this year? No, I think it was last year. But the quality, the formula on this one is very different. And I like this formula better than I did the glam light. And there's just something very versatile about this palette. Yes, it's like a red and black palette, but you're also getting grays in there, you're getting browns, you're getting some more cool tone shadows, and the reds are going to be your more warm tone leaning shadows. I just think Wicked Widow, I mean, they sold out like in 4 or 5 minutes with this entire collection. You broke the internet for them because I don't know that they were expecting such a big response to this, but congratulations to Wicked Widow because this is a beautiful palette. They did send me this in PR. I'm so grateful that I have this in my stash. Those shimmers, those duochromes are just to die for. It's just beautiful. The blue right here, the red. I mean, such a beautiful palette for somebody that is like me, unfamiliar with the movie and everything like that, and to still put this at number one, that should speak volumes. Okay guys, so that wraps up today's video. Those were all of the palettes that I tried last month, May 2024. This is how they ranked in my stash. Let me know if you have some of the palettes that I mentioned on my list today, and would you rank them the same way? What would your top 3 be, or what would your bottom 3 be? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to be on the lookout for this look right here. It will go up as an Instagram reel and YouTube short very soon after you see this video, so definitely stay tuned for that. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. Y'all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, drink that water, and I'm going to see you all very soon. Bye.